Hello everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to a new Crusader Kings 3 guide. So as always, all likes and comments and views are greatly appreciated. It definitely helps the YouTube algorithm math wonderfulness to help this channel grow and me to reach some of my goals here this year and in general with YouTube and with gaming content on the channel. So, today's going to be a little bit different. So, instead of going into the history of a specific region or a specific country, what I'm going to do is give, and this is by multiple requests. This has actually been asked a few times, whether it's on Discord, link in the channel, or comments to videos, or Patreon, link in the channel, or on Twitter, link in the channel. Not on Twitch, but that link's in the channel too. And kind of an overview of the different unique buildings found in Crusader Kings 3. Now, this is not special buildings. Yes, unique buildings are special buildings, but I'm looking specifically at unique buildings that also have, you know, a history behind them as to why they even exist. And we're going to go through that. Now, I'm starting in 1066. The reason why 1066 is because you have the most, or you have all unique buildings unlocked that are unlocked by the game, if that makes sense. So there are certain ones that are always constructed, whether you start in 867 or 1066. And then there are a number of buildings that come to be in 1066 that if you go with 867 as a start date, you have to do things to unlock those buildings. And then there are those that aren't in the game from the start. You have to fulfill certain requirements. Now, the overall structure is going to be, I'm going to go through 3 different types of buildings, or sets of buildings. We're going to talk about holy buildings or holy sites first. Then I'm going to talk about university sites, university buildings, and then historical buildings. And then on top of the historical buildings, I'm going to have a few extra buildings there that are unique in their own right. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about a couple of mods that are available on Steam that on the workshop can add more unique buildings to the game. So that's going to be near the end. So you're going to stick around, or yeah, I'm going to timestamp things so you could check out the chapters down below. So now let's dive in, and we're going to bounce around this map quite a lot. So going from here to there and all over the place. But you know, there's a reason behind it, just because I have this more structured alphabetically and by type of building rather than geographically. I thought about doing it geographically, not by building type, but because the building types are unique and different, it makes more sense to just kind of have it that way. And, you know, I mean, it is what it is. So that's the route I've gone and chosen, and hopefully you won't mind too much. So let's delve straight into it now and talk about holy buildings. Now, the first place we're going to look at is right here in Ghaznavids, on the border to the Seljuk Empire in Bamiyan. And there in Bamiyan, you have the Buddhas of Bamiyan. Now, this is a religious site, so it's a unique holy building. All holy buildings are enabled by the religion of the ruler that's holding the county. So as you can see here, the holder must be of the Eastern religious family for it to be enabled. It is disabled because the holder is not of the Eastern religious family. And with each of these, and this is unique to the unique holy buildings, that they are enabled by religions or by certain things. Like if a religion, any religion views something as a holy site, it is enabled. So I will mention those as well. So what we have then are holding effects, county effects, and realm effects. So holder of this holding, so this is always realm based. Then you have county, which is obviously county based, and then sometimes you also have a hold specific to the holding itself. So keep that in mind. So for the county of the Buddhas of Bamiyan, first we'll talk about them real quick. Carved out of the mountainside, the massive Buddhas of Bamiyan loom over any visitors. While the area surrounding them is no longer the thriving center of Buddhist learning as it once was, there's still numerous Buddhist pilgrims and scholars visiting the statues. A shrewd Eastern ruler might even be able to pull a profit from the pilgrims in addition to gaining some personal insights. So does this translate into game mechanics? We've got a holding tax modifier of plus 10%, development growth of plus 75%, and development growth of 0.2 per month. On top of that, diplomacy per level of devotion gets a plus 1, and the monthly piety of plus 10%. So those are the Buddhas of Bamiyan. Next up, we are in Kent. And of course, we are in Canterbury, and here we have Canterbury Cathedral. Augustine, Roman missionary and later archbishop, built the Canterbury Cathedral after choosing the town as his center for the episcopal see in Kent. The new cathedral revived the importance of the city, granting it authority over the English Church. Now here you get a holding specific, again, holding county realm. That's always how this goes. So you get a plus 3 gold tax modifier per month, then plus 20% in taxes, plus 20% development growth, and 0.1 per month development growth. On top of that, you get a 0.3 piety modifier, as well as piety per powerful vassal on the council of 0.2 per month, plus 5% monthly renown, and plus 5% control growth. So this is Kent down here in the corner. Now for the Canterbury Cathedral, you either need to be of Christian religion, or this needs to be the holy site of your religion. So basically need to be Christian. Now we find ourselves on the banks of the Red Sea, as you can see here, within the Fatimid Sultanate in the county of Mecca. And in Mecca, of course, you have the Great Mosque of Mecca. This is enabled if it is the holy site of your religion. You get plus 3 per month in taxes. You get a holding taxes of plus 20%, 35% development growth, and 0.3 per month. On top of that, a plus 1 monthly piety, plus 5% monthly renown. Men at arms maintenance is down by 10%. Same faith opinion, plus 5, and control growth, plus 10%. The history behind it, the Great Mosque of Mecca is a massive and ancient structure whose walls surround the holy Kaaba. Many great sultans have expanded upon the mosque and its surroundings since its construction. Every Muslim is supposed to visit this site when on the Hajj. I do like that, as you can see it right here, it's graphically replicated in the game, and certain unique buildings are dotted across the landscape that you do see like this, and I think that's really cool. I wish they would do that for absolutely everyone, but certain key ones, I just think it's great that you can see that. Now heading north of where we just were, into the Seljuk Empire, just north of Baghdad, we have Samarra and the Great Mosque of Samarra. Now this, you have to be of Islamic religion for this one to be enabled. The Great Mosque of Samarra was completed in 851 by the Abbasid Caliph al-Mutawakkil, who reigned in Samarra. Its most prominent feature is the Malwiya Tower, a magnificent spiral minaret which towers towards the skies at an impressive height. Now, you don't have any holding effects from this one, but countywide you get a plus 20% taxes, development growth of plus 20%, as well as 0.2 development growth per month. On top of that, you get a 0.3 growth in piety per month. Construction time goes down by 10%, and construction cost goes down by 10%. Now we find ourselves in India, and we'll find ourselves in India quite often, in Pala and in the county of Gaya. Here we have the Mahabodhi Temple. Now, this needs to be a holy site of your religion for it to be enabled. The Mahabodhi Temple marks the location where the Buddha is said to have attained enlightenment. The site is a magnificent, or a significant even, destination for pilgrimage by both Buddhists and Hindus. The construction of the temple was started around the year 200 by Emperor Ashoka and has since been improved and restored multiple times. Now, what does this give you? It gives you gives you plus 3 per month in holding taxes. On top of that, plus 20% taxes countywide, plus 30% development growth, and plus 0.2 development growth per month. Then you also get learning per level of devotion of plus 2, piety of plus 1 per month, monthly renown plus 5%, different faith opinion plus 5, religious vassal opinion plus 10, and different faith popular opinion, so here each county has an opinion of the character who holds their county, is minus 20%. Now we head back to the Seljuk Empire again and again in the area. We were in Samarra, Baghdad is around here. Of course, we are now in Kufa, and in Kufa, we find the Imam Ali Mosque. Now, the Imam Ali Mosque has to be seen as a holy site by the religion that holds it, which is not the case with the Seljuks. But if it were enabled, it gives you a tax modifier of plus 3 per month. On top of that, plus 20% countywide in taxes, development growth plus 30%, and 0.2 per month. On top of that, piety of 1 per month, plus 25, that would be amazing, plus 5% monthly renown, men-at-arms maintenance minus 10%, some faith opinion plus 5, control growth plus 10%. The Imam Ali Mosque houses the tomb of Ali, cousin of Muhammad and the first Shiite imam after him. Thousands of pilgrims come to pay tribute each year, greeted by the significant green dome of the mosque. Again, this is a very significant area. You'll see this one pop up a lot, in general, a lot here in the Seljuk Empire, of very key sites throughout this video, as you will see. This is just another one of them. Now we are on the far eastern edge of the map, in Pagan and in Dagon. And in Dagon, we find the Shwedagon Pagoda. The Shwedagon Pagoda is enabled if you are of Eastern religion, and is also an always constructed site. The Shwedagon Pagoda is a sacred Buddhist stupa built by the Mon people around the year 500. It houses many famous relics, such as the staff of Kakusanda, the water filter of Konagamana, if I'm completely mispronouncing things, a piece of the robe of Kasapa, and 8 strands of hair from the head of Gautama. Now what you get out of here is plus 2 per month in taxes, plus 20% taxes countywide, 20% growth in development, plus 0.2 development growth per month. On top of that, plus 0.5 per month in piety, monthly renown by plus 5%, tyranny gain down minus 10%, and clergy opinion of plus 5. Hey, we're back in the Seljuk Empire again, like I mentioned before, and in Isfahan. Isfahan, here we have the Friday Mosque. And for this to be enabled, you either need to be of Islamic religion, Zoroastrian religion, or a religion who deems this a holy site. And it is also always constructed. The Friday Mosque, or the Jame Mosque of Isfahan, was built during the Umayyad dynasty. It is said that the Caliph personally made one of the pillars in the mosque. Before becoming a mosque, it is said that it used to be a house of worship for Zoroastrians. So this is really cool. If you decide to play Zoroastrian, and this is always constructed, so it's there in 867, where we have a few more Zoroastrians in the game, this would be a cool one to try to conquer. Now, what does it give you? It gives you plus 20% in taxes countywide, development growth plus 25%, development growth of 0.2 per month as well, and level of devotion impact of plus 50%. Well, now, of course, we head over to Iberia, to a holding, a unique holy site that is also featured in my Let's Play series with the Al-Andalus achievement run, and I also moved our capital there from Seville, or Sevilla, depending on how I decide to mispronounce it that day. And of course, we are talking about the Great Mosque of Cordoba. Now, the Great Mosque of Cordoba, you either need to be Islamic religion, Christian religion, or a religion that sees it as a holy site. This is also always constructed from the get-go. The Great Mosque of Cordoba was erected after the Islamic conquest of the Visigothic kingdom upon the foundation of a Christian church. That's why both religions see this as a holy site. Originally, the site was shared with both Muslims and Christians using it, but the Christian half was eventually purchased and demolished to make room for the Grand Mosque. It gives you a +3 per month in taxes. On top of that, levy size plus 15%, holding taxes plus 15%, development growth plus 20%, and plus 0.2 per month. On top of that, a 0.5 per month, piety growth, monthly renown plus 5%, different culture opinion plus 5, and development growth in realm capital of 0.2 per month. So the nice thing is, so I moved the capital actually to Cordoba. So on top of the development growth that you get in the county anyway of 0.2, now it also has realm capital growth, so you kind of double dip there a little bit. Now we're heading back to Arabia and to Medina. And of course here in Medina, we have nothing less than the prophetic mosque. The prophetic mosque, this is the last always constructed holy building I will talk about. You need to be either of Islamic religion or a religion that sees this as a holy site. The prophetic mosque, or the Al-Masjid an-Nabawi, is an open-air style mosque established by the Prophet Muhammad himself. It was one of the first mosques that he constructed, and the site was close to where he had his residence. So what do you get? You get a plus 100% supply limit countywide. On top of that, plus 20% holding taxes, development growth plus 75%. That's pretty phenomenal. And plus 0.2 per month in development growth. Then you also get 0.5 per month in piety, night effectiveness of plus 20%, holy order higher cost drops by 15%, and popular opinion grows by 5. Now we're back in India, and for the first one that is not in the game in 867, but is always constructed in 1066. I'll get into that in a minute, in fact. And you can see it right here, and actually you can also see this in the thumbnail of this video. And what we are talking about here is the, oh boy, I'm going to try to pronounce this one even remotely correct, maybe. The Brihadisvarar Temple is dedicated to the Hindu deity Shiva and is one of the largest South Indian temples built in the ornate Dravidian architectural style. The name of the temple is in Sanskrit composite word that roughly translates as Temple of the Great Lord Shiva. So if you're starting in 867, to unlock and be able to build this building, you need basically the innovation of manorialism. On top of that, it needs to be enabled if you are of Eastern religion. All of that coming together, what you get out of this is a holding tax plus 20%, development growth plus 20%, and 0.1 development growth per month. On top of that, stewardship per level of devotion goes up plus 1, piety plus 0.2 per month, monthly renown grows by 5%, and same faith opinion grows by 5 as well. Now heading north of where we just were, still in India, to Chandela and to the county of Chanderi, here we have Khajuraho. Now, Khajuraho is another one that it's the temple city. It is always constructed in 1066. All you need is the money to build this. If you start in 867, it has nothing to do. You don't need any innovation or anything like that, but you do need to be of Eastern religion for it to be enabled. The Khajuraho temples are dedicated to the coexistence between Hindus and Jains, where their diverse religious views are celebrated. The temple walls are covered with intricate art and sculptures, making the place truly resplendent and attractive to pilgrims and scholars alike. So what do you get out of this? You get a plus 0.15 gold per month in taxes. On top of that, 20% taxes countywide, plus 20% development growth, and plus 0.2 development growth per month. Then on top of that, the monthly piety per powerful vassal on council, plus 5%, different faith opinion plus 10, and faith conversion cost drops by 20%. And now we're going to move to the next set of unique holy sites or buildings that are not in 867, not in 1066 either. So these are things that you need to put into the game. For this, we head back to Pagan, and actually the county of Pagan. If we see here, we have a special building slot. Now, what special building, you say, is available here? Well, you can build the Ananda Temple. Again, you can do this 867, 1066 start, doesn't matter. You just need to pay to build it. Now, what will this give you? It gives you a +3 monthly tax for the holding. Countywide, it gives you +20% monthly development growth and 0.1 monthly development growth. On top of that, realm-wide, you get +2 learning, +5% monthly piety, +10% monthly control, and +5 popular opinion. Well, now we are in the HRE and in Cologne, or as us Germans like to call it, Köln. And here you can, and we're going to ignore this special building here. Just you don't see it. Let me move over here. Whoop, there, it's hidden. It wasn't there. You did not see it. So in Cologne, in the Prince Bishopric, you do have a slot here for a special building. Now, to unlock this one, not only do you have to pay to buy it and so on, but you need crop rotation as an innovation. It is, of course, the Cologne Cathedral, Kölner Dom. What this will give you, if you are of Christian religion or your religion sees it as a holy site, you get a +2 in holding tax, plus countywide you get a +20% in taxes, +20% in development growth, and +0.1 monthly development growth. Realm-wide, you get +15% monthly piety, +0.1 monthly piety per night, +5% monthly renown, +20% night effectiveness, +5% monthly control. So this is actually a pretty powerful site if you can build it here in the HRE, which if you are the Emperor might be worth doing and talking to the Prince Bishop here, Anno, in Köln. Now for the first, but certainly not last time in this video, we are heading down here to Ghana. That's right, spoilers, there will be one other here in Ghana. Here we are going to the county of Jenne. As you can see here too, we have a special building slot. And what can you do? Now you need to be of Islamic religion or a religion that sees this as a holy site. You don't need to fulfill any innovation requirements, you just need to pay to build it, and that is the Great Mosque of Jenne. This will give you county-wide +15% in taxes, +20% development growth, +0.2 monthly development growth, +15% levy size. Realm-wide, it'll give you a +1 monthly piety, +5% monthly renown, and your building construction costs will drop by 15%. So that'd be a pretty good one to have. For the final unique holy building, we are heading to Paris and Ile-de-France, and as you can see, there's not much you can see here, but there is one. Wait, you can see something here, Saint-Denis. But really the unique building is not there yet, and that is a special building you can unlock, and that is of course Notre Dame. So for Notre Dame, go Fighting Irish, what you need to enable it, you need to be Christian religion, and you need windmills unlocked as an innovation. What will Notre Dame give you? It'll give you a +2 monthly tax for the holding itself. On top of that, countywide, you get +20% taxes, +30% development growth, +0.2 monthly development growth, and +5 popular opinion. Realm-wide, you get a +1 monthly piety, +5% monthly renown, and +1 stewardship per level of devotion. So this can be a true moneymaker. So, and since this is de jure part of the King of France's holdings, he should have the money then to build up to build this. So definitely build Notre Dame. So now that we've gone over all of the unique holy sites, now I'm going to go and talk about unique universities. Heading to North Africa and to Egypt in the Fatimid Sultanate, we are here in Cairo, where we do have a special building, and it is Al-Azhar University. So, it is always constructed in 1066. If you start in 867, you have to take a decision to construct it. A university is a place of higher learning, of course, reserved for those of good standing and wealth who are deemed worthy enough. It attracts scholars and scientists who debate, study, scribe, and ultimately pool their knowledge within its walls. I will not read that every single time. But the Al-Azhar University is named in honor of Fatima, the daughter of Muhammad, who was often called Al-Zahra, the luminous. So what does this university give you? Well, universities don't have holding effects. They all have county-wide effects and realm effects. So for the county, it'll give you a development growth of plus 20% as well as plus 0.1 per month. On top of that, diplomacy per level of fame, plus 1. Learning per level of fame, plus 1. Renowned, plus 0.2 per month. And monthly lifestyle experience of plus 10%. So this is a pretty important one, in my opinion. And yes, we're back once again in the Seljuk Empire and once again around Baghdad. And in Baghdad, we have the House of Wisdom, which contains a vast collection of books, and the scribes therein work tirelessly both day and night to translate even more great works of literature. The sources vary from Greek, Persian, Indian, and many more. Truly, it contains the entire world's knowledge. Shining beacon of human knowledge, and comfortably far from the illiterate horsemen of the steppe. So there's that. So what will this give you? It gives you countywide plus 20% in taxes, plus 20% development growth, and 0.2 development growth per month. On top of that, realm-wide, you get a learning level of fame plus 2, or per level of fame plus 2. Monthly lifestyle experience plus 10%, 15%. Wow, can't read. Different culture opinion plus 10. Cultural fascination progress plus 15%, and faith creation and reformation cost is minus 20%. So another important one. So it just shows how key this entire region. If we look at Isfahan was just over here, then we've had, a few other important areas around here. This is such a critical strategic area to win or maintain in the game of Crusader Kings. And if I didn't mention it before, the House of Wisdom is always constructed. Now we're heading back to India and to Pala, and specifically the county of Magadha. And within Magadha, we have Nalanda University, always constructed, so 867, 1066, does not matter. The Nalanda University is an important seat of Vedic scholarship and attracts students from as far away as Tibet and China. Now, this gives you countywide plus 20% development growth and plus 0.1 development growth. On top of that, empire-wide, you get a stewardship per level of fame of plus 1, learning per level of fame of plus 1, renown of plus 0.2 per month, and monthly lifestyle experience of plus 10%. So this is an important one to have in your realm. The development growth is okay. I mean, it's nothing to, turn your nose at. Anyway, it's nothing to ignore. But really those stewardship, learning perks, and renown and lifestyle experience, that's really the key one here, why you want this holding. Now, I said we'd be back to Ghana, and we are back in Ghana, and we are in Tiraka. And this is a site that exists, always constructed in 1066. If you start in 867, you have to take a decision to have it built, and that is the University of Sankore. The University of Sankore, which started out as a mosque, transformed into a center of learning after acquiring a wealth of books from traveling merchants. So what will this give you? It gives you 20% development growth and plus 0.1 development growth per month in the county. Realm-wide, it gives you martial per level of fame of plus 1, learning per level of fame of plus 1, renown of plus 0.2 per month, and monthly lifestyle experience of plus 10%. So again, a lot of these universities are very key on development and just in general, the level of holding here empire-wide, what it gives you in terms of learning. So not a ton of money really, but it's more about the attributes and character development and county development as well. Now for this final one, we are heading to Siena. And the interesting thing here, or the final university, sorry. The interesting thing is you don't see any slots that would indicate that there's a special building anywhere around here. The key thing about this is the University of Siena. So you need a decision to found it. The University of Siena and the Maestri who serve within are entirely funded by taxes from Siena itself, more specifically a tax imposed on those who rent rooms to its students. So that's kind of an interesting thing, but you need to take a decision to have it built here in Siena. What will it give you? Well, like every place else, pretty much a plus 20% monthly development growth countywide, plus 0.1 monthly development growth. On top of that, a plus 0.2 monthly renown, plus 10% monthly lifestyle experience, and then you get +1 in intrigue per level of fame, and +1 learning per level of fame. So now that we've talked about the unique university buildings, now we're going to go to historical buildings, and that list is, yeah, it's a little longer, so I need to take a sip of water here. Well, we didn't have to go far. In fact, we went right down here to Rome, and there are 2 unique buildings I want to talk about. You can see kind of both of them here. We're going to start off with the Aurelian Walls. The Aurelian Walls were built during the reign of the Roman emperors Aurelian and Probus. To this day, they provide formidable defense, completely enclosing the 7 hills of Rome. This is an always constructed building and is automatically enabled. What does this one give you? It gives you a fort level of +3, garrison size +50%, garrison of +500. Countywide, it gives you a hostile raid time of +50%, so raiders will have a harder time. Development growth of +10%, as well as 0.2 per month. On top of that, realm-wise, it gives you a levy size increase of +15%, and taxes realm-wide of +15%, so that's kind of nice. The other one is right next to it, and you can see it here, and that is, of course, the Colosseum. Colosseum is one of the largest amphitheaters ever built and has hosted countless spectacles such as gladiatorial combat, animal hunts, and even reconstructed sea battles. Its construction was started by the Roman Emperor Vespasian in AD 72 and was completed in the year 80 under his successor Titus. Despite its vibrant history, its primary use today is for harvesting marble and bronze for use elsewhere. That's why it kind of fell to pieces. Now, if what triggers it, everything, it's always constructed, it's always there, you don't need to enable anything. All it really does is gives you a building construction time reduction of 10% and army gold maintenance of -5%. So it just looks really cool on the map. I mean, it's not overly useful. It gives you a few little benefits, but not as much as you'd kind of hope. Definitely not as much as the Aurelian Walls. That's the key one here in Rome. Now, heading just north, it's a little farther north, but north, still in Italy, we are going to the city of Venezia, and within Venezia, you have the Doge's Palace. Now, it is always constructed, but it is only enabled if you maintain a republican government. Now, we don't have merchant republics really like we did in CK2 yet in CK3. I'm pretty sure it's going to come, so maybe wait until then. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's there. You can play as Venice, but only when merchant republics really become a thing is it a thing. But still, well, we got to talk about it here. The Doge's Palace acts as the residence for the government of the Republic of Venice. An impressive structure, it houses multiple chambers dedicated to things such as the council, senate, administration, and justice. What does it give you? It gives a +10 defender advantage, fort level +3, levy size +100%, garrison size +100%. Realm-wide, it gives you, county-wide, I apologize, +50% raid time, +50% in taxes, +30% development growth, and +0.3 per month in development growth. So this is definitely one to have, but of course, it's predicated on the fact that you are a merchant republic. Now we head to the north of England for a very unique, historically unique building, and we're going to Bebbanburg. And you can see it right here, and it stretches across a few counties across few baronies, across northern England. Bebbanburg, Carlisle, Hexham, and Whitehaven. It is always constructed and is automatically enabled. And we are talking about Hadrian's Wall, which was built during Roman times to keep the northern Picts out of the province of Britannia. Nowadays, it serves no defensive purpose, but the stones make for a cheap and convenient source of building material, and that's really all it is. So if you are anything you build within the holding itself gives you a reduction in cost of -10%. So it's not overly interesting, but it does exist. And I do want to now immediately, without doing a cut, we're going to head down south. Where were we? Right down here, and we have another one of these interesting unique historical buildings or sites that stretches a few different baronies. You have Chester, Clifford, Clun, Gloucester, Hereford, Shrewsbury, and Wigmore. And it is always constructed and always enabled, and it is Offa's which is a long ditch flanked by a wall of earth, was constructed by the Anglo-Saxon King of Mercia to defend the border towards Wales. This raised earthwork offers an advantage to whoever stands on the side of the wall, as any attackers have to fight an uphill battle from the ditch. So it gives you, in the holding itself, a +2 defender advantage. So it's basically all along the border to Wales. And now we are back in India, in Delhi, to a site that is always constructed and has nothing required to enable it. And those are the Iron Pillar of Delhi. The mighty Iron Pillar of Delhi stands as a symbol to the glory of King Chandragupta II, though subsequent rulers have also etched their names into it. Despite having stood for a long time, there's no trace of rust, testament to the skill of Indian ironsmiths. So what does this give you county-wide? We have county and realm modifiers here. For the county, it gives you development growth +10%, as well as +0.1 per month. Then realm-wide, a monthly prestige of +5%, army gold maintenance -5%, heavy infantry and heavy cavalry toughness increases by 10%. Now we are back in the HRE and in Aachen, the county of Aachen, and you can already see it here. What we are talking about is the Palace of Aachen. Again, always constructed and automatically enabled. You don't need to do anything. It's there. 867, 1066, does not matter. Now, the Palace of Aachen was chosen by Charlemagne to be the center of power for the Carolingian Empire. It served both political and religious purpose, and is still an excellent place for hosting important gatherings. So what does this give you? County-wide, a +0.2 development growth, but it's for the realm where this one is important. Prestige per powerful vassal on the council of +0.1 per month. Monthly renown of +5%. Tyranny gain gets dropped by 20%. Clergy opinion of +5, and powerful vassal opinion of +5. It's really cool that they included this also graphically in the game. Next, we are back again with the Fatimid Sultanate, and as we come in here, we are in the Sheikhdom of Negev, and you can already see it right there. We are talking about Petra. Again, this is always constructed and automatically enabled. The city of Petra is a true wonder of the ancient world. Carved directly out of naturally occurring rose-tinted rock, the city stands as a curiosity that intrigues even the mightiest sultan. So what does this give you? Holding, it gives you a +8 per month in taxes. On top of that, countywide gives you +25% supply limit, +10% holding taxes, +15% development growth, and +0.1 per month development growth. Staying with the Fatimids, we are heading down here, and you probably saw it before already when we were in this area. Right here, we have the pyramids of Giza even. Pyramids, of course, most prominently the one of Cheops, stand as wonders of the ancient world. Vast and impressive, they enhance the image of any ruler who controls them. So countywide, it gives you a +0.1 development growth. And then this is really where it's important. For the realm, it gives monthly renown of +5% and short reign duration of -20%. Short reign is a decaying opinion penalty that all characters in a realm get with a new liege. So it's kind of important every time you change leaders. So again, always constructed and always enabled. Now we are in Constantinople, one of the most important, strategic, and powerful, honestly, baronies holdings, period, in counties in all of CK3. And we're going to talk about one of the two key buildings in here now. The other one we're going to talk about in a minute. We're going to talk about the Theodosian Walls, which were built during the reign of Emperor Theodosius II in the early 5th century, but they still remain some of the most formidable fortifications built by humans. Now, they are also always constructed, always enabled. This is a powerful one. The holding itself gives you a fort level of +5, garrison size +100%, a garrison of +1,000. Then countywide, hostile raid time +50%, levy size +300%, taxes countywide +300%, development growth +20%, and 0.3 per month. On top of that, Realm-wise, it gives you a levy size of plus 15% and taxes of plus 15%. This is a money maker, and this shows how difficult it is to take Constantinople. Look at that fort, look at the garrison, as well as the levy size that this gives you. This is the power seed. If you take Constantinople, and there's another building to talk about in a minute, well, then you crack a lot in this game. Heading back to northern Italy in Genoa, we have the Walls of Genoa. Now, this is also always constructed, always enabled. Walls of Genoa were built in the 9th century after the city was granted significant autonomy. The walls, together with the protection of the coastline, allow the area to develop and prosper. So this gives you holding. For the holding itself, plus 2 fort level and a garrison side, plus 25%. For the county, defender advantage of plus 5 for your commanders there. Hostile raid time, plus 50%. Holding taxes, plus 10%. Development growth, plus 10%, as well as plus 0.2 per month. So another powerful one in Italy that's also hard to take because, again, fort level, garrison size, and the defender advantage for a commander in the county at that time. Well, we are back in India, in the county of Dara. And here we have a special, unique historical building that is always constructed in 1066, not 867. You just need to pay to build it. The Iron Pillar of Dar is constructed from the molten down arms of an entire army. It's kind of cool. The craftsmanship is truly astounding, bringing glory upon the dynasty which holds it. So what does it give you? County-wise, plus 15% levies, as well as development growth of plus 0.1 per month. On top of that, realm-wise, your renown goes up by 5% every month and an advantage of plus 5 for all of your army commanders. So, kind of important and kind of cool. Back to England we go, and we are in the county of Wiltshire. And you can already see it right there. We are talking about Stonehenge. Again, always constructed, always enabled. Like all of these, there's no special thing that you need to do to enable it per se, as far as, you know, like religion did. But Stonehenge itself is an ancient mystical structure that has inspired, in fact, many a scholar. Even today, in these enlightened times, learned men from all around Britain flock to study it. What truly is its purpose? Well, as far as CK3 is concerned, realm-wise, it'll give you plus 2 learning, faith conversion costs of minus 20%, and a monthly learning lifestyle experience of plus 15%. And here we are in London now, and there is a special building where you even have a slot for it that is not built yet. It is not always constructed. One of the few historical ones that is not. What you need is the innovation of battlements. The next 3, including this one, all need battlements as an innovation for you to unlock and be able to build. And we're talking about the Tower of London, which is a castle that serves as both vital fortification and a prison. The central tower is called the White Tower and houses the ruling class. The position of the Tower of London means that it's vital to the defense of the entire county. What does it give you? The holding itself, a plus 6 fort level, plus 6 defender advantage for your commander, and a plus 750 garrison size. County-wise, it gives you a plus 5% in taxes, plus 10% development growth, and plus 0.1 monthly development growth. And then realm-wise, a plus 30% dread gain. So this is one where everyone's going to be scared if you have it. You know, I'm glad to see we finally have something here in Scandinavia, and we are going to Gotland, Jutland, and to Visby. And in Visby, there is a slot for a special building, because here, if you get the innovation of battlements, you can build the Visby Ringmore, the Visby City Wall, which protects the city from external threats such as raiders or Danes. It also efficiently keeps out tax collectors sent by the Ting of Jutland. To get to the riches within, assailants must first deal with a plethora of towers, all manned by archers. So what does it give you? The holding itself, a plus 1 fort level, plus 25% garrison size. And then for the county itself, it's plus 15 in taxes, plus 15 in development growth, plus 2.2 monthly development growth, plus 50% hostile raid time, plus 5 defender advantage for the commander in battle, and plus 5 in popular opinion. So heading back to Africa, we are going here to Benin, and we're going to talk about something that I talked about in my Africa guide. And we are talking about a special building that you can build once you have the innovation of battlements, and those are the walls of Benin, which are a massive series of earthworks that encircle the entirety of Benin. The walls are built of a ditch and dike structure with an inner moat and an exterior rampart. So what does this give you? The holding itself, it's a +2 fort level, plus 50% garrison size, and then for the county, plus 20% in taxes, plus 75% development, as well as +2 or 0.2 monthly development growth, plus 50% hostile raid time, plus 5 defender advantage for your army commander, and plus 50% levy size. Now, I talked about Benin took a while for the British Empire to make it fall in the 19th century, and that was really because of those walls and the fortress of Benin. Now we're going to go to some very unique historical buildings. Well, we're back in Constantinople, and now we're going to talk about this building you see right here, and that is the Hagia Sophia Cathedral. Now, there are 2 convertible historical buildings. This is one of them, and the next one we'll talk about now. These are religious. So this one starts off, so it's either depends on if you are Judeo-Christian or Islamic in religion, and that converts it. Right now, obviously, it is in hands of the Christians, so it is the Hagia Sophia Cathedral. Otherwise, it is the Hagia Sophia Mosque. Either way, it gives you what you need. So the Hagia Sophia is a true marvel of engineering with a massive dome standing out as the most impressive feature. Completed in 537 by Emperor Justinian I, it now houses the ecumenical patriarch and stands as a monument to Christianity. And so it will remain for all eternity, for surely nothing could ever topple the might of Rome. So what does this give you? It gives you county-wide development growth plus 20%. Now realm-wise, a learning of +2, intrigue per level of fame +2, piety per knight plus 0.1 per month, monthly renown plus 5%, number of knights +2, and knight effectiveness of plus 20%. So it's pretty powerful. Pretty powerful. For the next convertible building, again, this is, religion. We're talking about the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. Now, if it's in Judeo-Christian hands, it becomes the 3rd temple, but we're going to talk about the Dome of the Rock. Dome of the Rock is situated in the center of the Temple Mount, in the place where the Temple of Solomon and the Jewish Second Temple, stood. The temple's foundation stone is said to be the place where God created the world and the first human Adam. The Dome of the Rock and the nearby Church of the Holy Sepulchre attract Abrahamic pilgrims from all around the world. So what does this give you? The holding itself gives you a +3 tax per month. Then county-wide, the taxes go +30%, development growth +30%, and +0.2 per month. And realm-wise, martial per level of devotion of +1, piety per knight +3%, monthly renown +5%, knight effectiveness +20%, and control growth +10%. So again, this will be one of the main areas of any crusade. So if you capture Jerusalem and you can flip the Dome of the Rock to the 3rd temple, well, congratulations. Now we're going to go just north to Aleppo. And in Aleppo is the first of 2 unique buildings that are upgradable historical buildings. And here you have the Citadel of Aleppo, or when you pay 2,000 gold and wait 6 years, you can reconstruct the other Citadel of Aleppo. So right now, what does this give you? The Citadel of Aleppo is an ancient fortification having been in use by numerous powers since it was constructed. The Citadel acts as a royal residence, fortified retreat, temple, and prison. So right now, it gives you defender advantage of +2, fort level +2, garrison +250, and a prestige of +0.1 per month. Now, if you pay 2,000 gold, what do you get? Well, that all kind of bumps up. You get a +6 in fort level, +750 in garrison. Defender advantage goes to +6. Monthly development comes to being in 0.2 per month. Monthly prestige jumps up to 0.3 per month, and +2 prowess per level of devotion. So very, very important. And last but certainly not least, we are in Granada. I'm going to talk about something very important to me, and because it is in my Al-Andalus Let's Play series, I will be linking here in the video as well, and that is the Alhambra Fortress Ruins. The Alhambra is a fortress built upon the remains of an ancient Roman fortification. While it is serviceable as a defensive structure, with the right investments, it could be turned into something more. So right now, Defender Advantage +2, Fort Level +2, Garrison +250. If you, for just 2,000 gold, in 6 years, turn it into the Royal Palace of Alhambra, your fort level goes to +8, Garrison +1,000, Defender Advantage of +8, monthly development of +0.2, and monthly prestige of +10%, and your monthly control goes up by +1. Now, before I leave you today, I want to talk about a few mods you can do that add a little bit of interest and intrigue in terms of buildings. So first we're going to talk about the Buildings mod. Now, the Buildings mod, what this one does is it adds new special buildings together with models to the game. The models the model is mostly referenced to how they look today and is not completely historically accurate. So that's from the modder himself. Right now, these buildings are the Uppsala Cathedral, Mont Saint-Michel, the Lach Abbey in Adenauer, Saint Clement in Vielha, and Stanimaka as the Assen Fortress. Now, they're probably going to be adding more and more buildings over time, including the Basilica of Assumption, Saint Jacques de Compostelle, and a few other ones as well. So that is the Buildings mod. The next one is we've got the Legacy More Unique Buildings mod. Now this one gives 140 plus wonders from all around the world. I mean, it is extensive list of buildings. I mean, we've got, let's see, castles and citadels. We've got the Prague Castle, Windsor Castle. Then what else do we have? Just scrolling through it, we've got the Il Duomo in Florence, the Rouen Cathedral in Rouen, the Reims Cathedral in Reims. The Great Mosque of Damascus is in there, the Oracle of Delhi, the Statue of Zeus is included, the Temple of Uppsala is in there as well. We've got things on the Silk Road, like the Kashgar Bazaar as an example, the Osh Bazaar, and natural wonders like the Rock of Gibraltar, the Island of Eternal Spring. Then we added a few more mines, the Lighthouse of Alexandria. So many. So apparently it still works fine. It was last updated in October, so go check that out as well. And then there are also other mods you can do, like more building slots or more holding graphics, which just bumps up the graphical view of a lot of things. But the main ones you want to look at, I don't know if they conflict with one another. You've got the Buildings mod and the More Unique Buildings. So those are the two to check out. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to check out all the links down in the description. So until next time, I'm Realm Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon.